Hello, brothers and sisters. It's Thursday, March 26th. I figure I'd give you a new UA update. I'm Mark McManus, General President. Last night on Capitol Hill in the United States, the Senate voted unanimous for a $2 trillion stimulus package. There's quite a few things in there that I won't get into that don't refer to the United Association or don't concern the United Association. It concerns our citizens and our taxpayers, and that's for another day. The biggest issue for the United Association and what we tried to lobby and fight for and get as much as we could was $25 billion into the unemployment insurance program here in the United States. Quite honestly, in the coming months, I don't think that will be enough. We'll take $25 billion and run the workers of America, though, that's for sure. The waiting weeks are dissolved, of my understanding of it. State by state has different regulations. The monies will go out to the states, and different lengths of time for your unemployment will be issued that way. A maximum up to $600 extra per week is added to the unemployment. And getting laid off and non-traditional ways of getting laid off are now more liberal to be able to collect these benefits, and that is a good thing for the near future. I believe the country of Canada also waived the waiting week, or waiting 2 weeks in some cases as well up there. We're monitoring that. We'll see where we go. The one thing that's more of a disappointment than anything is there is no pension relief for the multi-employer plans. There's been a lot of bailouts of a lot of different industries, and quite frankly, the workers of America don't need a bailout. We need regulations relaxed on us and legacy costs for other bad performing plans that the United Association shouldn't be picking up. But that fight will always continue. We'll continue to this next stimulus package. We put it right on top of both parties' agenda at this point in time. Quite honestly, the President of the United States, Steve Mnuchin, Speaker Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all agreed that that would go in this package here. Mitch McConnell stopped it, and he stopped it dead in its tracks. We do not have a friend there, but quite frankly, in my estimation, the Democrats didn't push hard enough for it as well. When you have the President and Steve Mnuchin behind it as well, or they said they were behind it, the answer to the problem is long escaping us for 10 years now. But rest assured, the United Association, as well as the rest of the building trades, will continue to push this issue at this point in time. We got zero, so that's where it was. These are the same folks that are designating us as essential workers. Yet, they don't want to look after the essential workers of America. The White House, the governors of both parties in a lot of these affected states, most affected states, have been deeming the United Association as essential, and I'll get to that in a little bit. This past week in the United Association, we've had a couple major things. We had a conference call, 2 conference calls as a matter of fact. We overloaded it on Monday with every local union, every business manager, lots of business agents, probably 600 folks on the phones for an update of everything that we can provide to the local unions and will provide to the local unions. We've had interactive questions that were set up ahead of time, and then live action questions from your excellent business managers as well. We've provided on 3/6 a UA response to COVID-19. On 3/19, the UA gave guidelines for workers' health in plumbing and HVAC. On 3/19 as well, the MCA and the UA issued joint statements on labor management and a memo going forward. On 3/23, we issued guidelines, my office issued guidelines on local unions' elections and nominations and alternative elections of what we were going to do. I issued guidelines on new CBAs that are expiring, guidelines on allocations of due money maybe in the month of March, April or May or June as well. The business managers have these documents and the local unions have these documents as well. On March 23rd, we gave the Family First Guidelines, the law that was passed down here as well, and what the membership is entitled to underneath that new law as well. On March 25th, UA.org put up COVID-19 resource center for all our members to go for all the updated safety and initiatives that the United Association and real-time issues that the government and the CDC is providing as well. Today, we put an interactive, updated shelter orders from states. They're changing as we know. Each state is changing and more are coming online, and that is up on the UA website as well. Let's talk about a little bit relief to the membership. It's most important, and I know it's on a lot of the business managers' minds, and it's on our membership's minds. Your General Secretary Treasurer, Pat Kellett, and myself have been meeting regularly and daily, along with Mike Pleasant. We have a General Executive Board meeting with a fabulous General Executive Board on April 7th to go over some initiatives on what we can do. The UA assets are in real good shape, and that's a wonderful thing for all of us because they're your assets. They're your collective assets, and we're in good shape. And if we can't get it to the members that need it most, what good are the assets to have? We will waive 3 months suspended for non-payment of dues. We will not let anyone pay a fine for 3 months. The dues still need to be paid monthly at this point in time. The virus has just affected 1 month. A lot of folks pay in advance. You get 3 months leeway. Right now, we're giving you 6 months leeway to the expulsion, and that's in the Constitution of 6 months non-payment of dues. We can't change that. But what we're going to look at, and I've instituted my international reps to talk with each business manager, what every single local union in both our countries, what their employment looked like on March 1, and what the employment looks like on March 31st. And we can get a good grasp of who is affected, how wide the unemployment scourge is coming through the two countries while this virus is coming through as well. We'll be able to be prepared with the real data to go to the General Executive Board, your General Executive Board, make good decisions on where we can get some assets to the local union membership in relief form of some dues. That's what we're trying to do, to give a holiday in certain ways. But the assets of the UA, as I said, are in great shape. We were actually headed to a convention in 2021 with a recommendation for a 5-year period of no dues increase whatsoever. We've had good economic times here in the States especially, and real good investment times over the last 8-9 years. The investments aren't there the last month and a half, but we're protected. Our investments are good and they're laddered, and we do have the investments in a good spot. So we'll have to look if we spend some of the money now when it may be needed for the most vulnerable people of the United Association, and then we can get to 2021 and maybe make the real life decisions, and the membership will vote on that. The delegates will vote on that as we go. So that's where we're at. The common word last week that I spoke with on the video was social distancing. This week, again, I think it's essential. You know, that's a word that we always knew the United Association workers are. We know that we're essential. We know what we build and maintain in these two great countries for 130 years, as I spoke last time. We know that. But now we have the White House giving orders that we're essential. We're having governors give us orders that we're essential, which is a prideful thing for our membership, a wonderful thing. But at the same time, I think it may be a scary thing as well. A rank and file plumber or steam fitter or pipe fitter or HVAC tech or pipeliner, welder, sprinkler fitter, all are different tentacles. They're being labeled as essential, and what does that mean to their personal life? Well, it shouldn't mean their health and safety. It shouldn't mean that whatsoever. You know, the politicians that are calling us essential now, a lot of them, are the same folks that dismiss us that we're temporary workers, correct? And sometimes they dismiss us that, look down their nose that, we're seasonal workers. No, we are essential workers. We know that. We don't have to have a government tell us that we're essential workers, but we're not disposable workers. We're never disposable workers. And you have to remember that. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your brothers and your sisters on the job site. Don't perform the work if you don't think you're in a safe environment. Your good contractor base understands that. Your good local unions understand that. Look after yourselves on a job site. You always have to do that. Safety's first, but now it's so much more paramount. So look after yourselves that way. Essential, but certainly not disposable in my book there. You know, we have a lot of things that we're trying to look after as well. We're multi-generational. You know, we spoke of the retirees, looking after the retirees, and a lot of local unions are calling the retirees as well as they're calling their parents back home, looking after the older folks as well. But we have a younger generation here in the UA as well, and they're our future. And a lot of the apprentices, now very well may be a first generation apprentice. They might be a first period or a first year apprentice. And you know what? The world is spinning so quick right now, they don't know where to turn. So good journeymen and good retirees and good officers need to look after the apprentices well and guide them in that way. And the training coordinators and the teachers. You know, our education system is second to none. We have webinars. The ITF has webinars on blackboards going on all the time. We need the training coordinators on that. Use the resources of the United Association. Continue the education of our folks here. You know, 90% of the world's folks are out of school that I said. We can do some things in the United Association. We have the resources here in each one of our departments to continue on and continuing to protect the nations that we have here. So, you know, with that, one last time, essential, no way disposable. You know, I am going to reach out to our locals and hopefully our members right after April 7th when we get some clarity and we get a nice plan of see what we can do to help the most unfortunate folks economically in the United Association as we speak. You know, lastly, you know, and maybe this is against the CDC. I don't know this, but I think when you're home, go hug somebody at home. I think they could use it right now. We could all use a hug, right? So that's good. Take care of your loved ones, and God bless the UA. Thanks.